talked about bad habits that you should really stop. Now let's talk about 3 good habits that you should continue doing as a new rider. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, like, comment, and subscribe. So today we want to talk about the 3 good habits new riders should get into or continue to do. Some of these I do, some of these I need to start doing, but let's get into it. So the first up, actually a good habit that new riders should get into, and really any rider should get into, actually starts in the garage. So the first good habit is actually checking over your bike before you even get out on the road. I'm very terrible at this, and I'm trying to get into a habit of actually doing this stuff. I start the bike, let it warm up, get ready, and then take off. But you really need to get into the habit of checking your air pressure in both tires, checking the wear pattern, making sure your tires are still good, checking any fluids, oil, coolant if you have it, doing a once over on the bike to make sure there's nothing hanging off or loose, checking the lights, tail lights, front headlights, blinkers to make sure they're all working, brake light, checking sure your mirrors are in the right spot. It goes a long way in preventing any hazards of being stranded out on the road. And then also, if you are a Harley owner and you do have construction next door, you do kind of need to give it a wipe down to make sure it's all nice and sparkly. Harley things. So the second good habit new riders should do is and actually this could be another one that's for even advanced riders, is starting off slow. And that means a lot of things. So right off the bat, you start in the garage and you come out, start off slow. You don't know how long, well, you would know how long it's been since you've ridden. If you live where I live, sometimes it's going to be a week since the last time I've been on the bike. It's only been a few days this time, because as you can see, we've had a lot of rain lately. I'm actually in between showers right now. It rained this morning pretty hard. It's dry enough to get out, or sorry, dry enough for me to get out. I don't want to wash the bike, because it has been a while since you might have been out. Start off slow, get comfortable with the bike again, and then it's if you read the owner's manual of motorcycles, like the owner's manual for a Harley Davidson tells you not to open it up until 15 minutes of warming up. I've seen online there's certain bikes that actually in their tachometer it actually lowers the red line of a bike until it's up to speed. So it's better for your bike, starting off slow, warming it up, getting into it, but it's also for you warming up, getting into maneuvering the bike properly, doing any drills that you need to do, and then starting off slow when it comes to learning something new. It could be something you've already learned. Start off slow. You're learning. We won't use high-speed turns like this. Learning how to do it with one hand, because that's just dumb. But anyway, I digress. It could be a simple skill. I've seen Fortnite practicing stopping, getting off his bike and throwing down the kickstand at the same time. I mean, that's a pretty advanced thing, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's simple. I'm not going to try that. But if you are, start off slow. There's progressions to a lot of these things, right? Progress through the progressions. Start off slow. If you're doing you're in the motorcycle course, you're doing those big U-turns, you start off with a big huge turn, right? And then you work in getting lower and lower and lower, right? Just going slow. So that's the second tip I would have for any new riders and even experienced riders. I don't know if you guys watch the Thrashing guys, but I like when they go out and doing you know, do their Sturgis runs and getting all liquored up and everything. But right now, you're watching Juan, or at least I'm watching Juan learn how to wheelie. He's starting off slow, right? And he works at it. So start off slow. So the third good habit that new riders should get into and continue to do is actually practice. You don't have to do it every single time you start out, but if you're like me, you should actually get out a few times a week, even if it's just once. Go to a nice parking lot, go to a nice little cul-de-sac like this, and practice your low speed stuff. The only way you're going to become a good rider is getting better at being a rider, and that's practicing all your different maneuvers and everything. A bike is a lot easier to handle when you're at speed, so get into those little little parking lots. Go and practice. Get into the habit of doing all the low speed maneuvers. It's going to make you a better rider. It's going to make you a better, safer rider. Just practice. You learn them all in your motorcycle course. Get out there and practice them. It might seem like you know how to do it, but practice. Get in there, try to make a tighter turn. I'm actually not too bad at doing U-turns now. I'm actually pretty good at it, but like you might know, I ride a lot of 2-up. So I've started, when I do 2-up, I come down here and I start doing U-turns with my passenger. Not all the time, but I do actually do it because I do need to get better at it. I've run into a situation where it called for a U-turn and I couldn't perform it. I had to stop, I had to back up. There was a car coming. Luckily it was far enough away, but even that with the passenger on, it made it a lot harder to correct the situation I had got myself into. Let's just say there was hills involved. So yeah, practice your riding, and it doesn't have to be every time you go out. If you can do it every time you go out, even if it's just, 5-10 minutes, it's gonna go a long way. Like I said, it'll make you a better rider, it'll make you a safer rider.